Never play Hitori, kakurebo. Warning, please do not play this game, as it is very deadly. I was in my early 20s when I went over to Japan to study abroad for college. I was majoring in tourism and hospitality, and as part of the program we were allowed to travel to 6 different foreign countries to get some first-hand experiences. Well, the second month I was in Japan, I got some first-hand experiences that I wish I could forget. I went out to dinner at a local sushi place with some of my classmates, boozing up on sake and other Japanese liquors. But the conversation took a weird turn. My friend, let's call him Justin, was big into supernatural entities and ghosts. He was telling us about this game he heard some of the locals talking about it, calling Hitori, kakurebo, or one-man hide-and-seek. He said it was supposed to be folklore, and it wasn't real. However, I learned this game is real and very dangerous. In this game, you have to take a stuffed animal or doll and cut it open to remove the stuffing and fill it with rice. In filling the stuffed animal with rice, you have to sew it up with red thread represents the blood vessels and say the ritual in the bathtub. Once you finish the ritual, you must drop the stuffed animal into the water and begin the game. The game is only able to be played at 3 a.m. during the watching hour and can only be ended when daylight comes up. The final words are spoken to the doll. All of us just laughed at Justin, as his story seemed very fictional and he was just trying to get a rise out of us. However, his face began to slowly whiten as he seemed very scared. We quickly drifted off the topic and began talking about studies again. After dinner, I got back to my apartment, and the details of the game were still fresh in my mind. I laid in bed with my dog Rico and let my subconscious take over my thoughts. I did not believe that this game was real, and I wanted to prove Justin wrong, so I played. Started by taking an old teddy bear from the closet and cutting it open. It was not mine, and to be quite honest, I had no idea where it came from. Once the bear was demolished, I filled him back up with uncooked rice and sewed him open. All the lights in the apartment were out, causing my vision to be limited to a few feet in front of me. I traced the wall as I walked to try to help me guide to the bathroom. When I got in the bathroom, the clock read 3 a.m., so I quickly drew a bath and got in. For the first game, I'm Austin. Going to be it for the game. I'm Austin. Going to be it for the game. I'm Austin. Going to be it for the game. As it left my mouth, my doll fell into the water and began absorbing it. As soon as Charlie was in the water, I ran out of the bathtub to make sure all the lights were out and grabbed a large kitchen knife that was required. The sense of unleashingness enveloped me. This time, however, the game had to go until sunrise. Once I grabbed the kitchen knife, I ran back into the bathroom to find Charlie. When I got into the bathroom, the air was very hot as the room were in flames. I found Charlie quickly following the sentence. I began stabbing the doll at least 15 times. I won the first game. A sense unleashed come back in heightened state this time around. I knew I had another round to play. At this time, Charlie would be it. Justin, you son of a bitch, I finally got to prove you wrong. I tried to be brave, but inside I was really fucking scared. Without any further hesitation, I began the second ritual. The second and final round. Charlie only stands for it, hide and seek Japan, but also means without any further hesitation, I began the second ritual. The second and final round. Once the sentence was spoken, it was time to hide quietly. I ran down the hallway, light-footed, and quickly hid in the walk in the closet. The guest bedroom, my heart was racing, and I got the chills up and down my spine, waiting for something to happen. Suddenly a loud crash, like glass breaking, echoed from the bathroom throughout the apartment, causing Rico to begin barking. "Oh fuck, please. Shush." The barking stopped, however. I swore I heard footsteps darting towards me. The closer they got, the louder the sound. The footsteps stopped in front of the dresser, then contained all my personal files and photos. I squinted my eyes slightly in an effort to try to see into the darkness. What I saw hurt me and almost made me scream. It was Charlie, doll holding the kitchen knife, staring right at me. "Hey, Austin, come out and play." I heard a voice whisper in my ear as my body began to tremble in the closet from all the fear I was experiencing as those words kept being sung in my ear. All the lights in the room were turned on, become brighter than they ever were. A loud sound pierced from the electrical box, and the darkness went back. The fucking doll blew a fuse. I needed to remain silent, however. By this point, tears were rolling out of my eyes, and my sniffing could be heard faintly. The doll disappeared again, but left the knife on the floor. I had two choices: end the game by stabbing and destroying the doll, or die trying to wait for daylight to come. My hand slowly opened the closet door, ease, and I carefully reached out for the knife. My hand slid across the apartment ceiling until my palm touched the handle, causing me to scream in agony. It was hot, as it is a knife been placed in a fire for 4 hours, but the knife number before I stabbed the doll. My scream caused the doll to turn back into the room, however this time not in the closet. My body was hidden behind a large TV. The doll kept looking into the closet. "Austin, where are you?" The voices were back. At this time, I felt a slight tugging at my hair. I must have looked crazy at this point. I needed to end this fast. Without any hesitation, I pushed the TV off the nightstand and onto the doll. Once he was strapped, I fumbled my way to the opposite wall to the fuse box. It was rusty. It took a great force to open. However, a few tries, I got it open. I placed my hand, knowing where the doll was, in the darkness. Without warning, the lights came on and blinded me, causing me to almost fall down. I quickly ran to the light switch and forcefully turned it on. My eyes scanned the room and focused on the TV collapse. I needed to lift it to dispose of the doll. My trembling hand moved towards the TV and began lifting it up. However, what I found underneath the TV was more monstrous than before. The doll was looking at me, smiling demonically. His arms felt like flesh. I grabbed the doll and slid it open, removing the red thread, saying, "I won." After the game was over, I went into the bathroom and turned the lights on. I saw a message on the mirror in Japanese that roughly translated to, "I'm still here."